as we discussed yesterday, fungi, they are heterotrophic because they do not have chlorophyll pigment in them. They are not having the chlorophyll pigment, and that is the reason they can't prepare their own food. So the organisms here, they are heterotrophic. And another important point was they are cosmopolitan, found everywhere, air, water, soil, found everywhere. Now, mostly these fungi, they are multicellular or filamentous, with the exception of yeast, which is unicellular. If you remember, I gave you the example of Saccharomyces cerevisiae, right? Baker's yeast, wide application in baking industry and also in brewing industry. It is also used in preparing alcohol. So fungi, they have a wide application in, human affairs. They are useful at various places, like this is useful in baking industry. Then I told you that antibiotics, the substances, the chemical substances which are used to prevent the growth of the bacteria or to kill a bacteria, they are also obtained from fungus, right? The first antibiotic which was obtained from was penicillin, and it was obtained from fungus Penicillium notatum. Okay, other than the their application in the human affairs, they are also harmful because they are capable of causing diseases in plants as well as animals. So these were certain points about fungi that we discussed. Then the most important part here is the structure, their body. So their body, it consists of these thread-like structures which are called as hyphae. So these thread-like structures, they are hyphae, and a group. Okay, and a group of this hyphae, this complete network is called as mycelium. Very, very important. It is called as mycelium. Now, these hyphae, they can either be cenocytic or aseptate hyphae, or they can be septate or septate. Okay, so what is the meaning of the cenocytic term here? Cenocytic term is basically, giving us a multinucleate condition here, right? All these, I told you, these are what? These are all nucleuses. So basically, it is giving us a multinucleate condition. And when does this condition arise? When karyokinesis, the meaning of karyokinesis is division of nucleus. When karyokinesis is not followed, when karyokinesis is not followed by cytokinesis. Okay, karyokinesis is not followed by cytokinesis. So this is this cenocytic condition, it arises because of this. This is a multinucleate condition which is happening when karyokinesis is not followed by cytokinesis. So hyphae, they are the thread-like structures, and their network is called as mycelium. Okay, then the types of the hyphae, the cenocytic hyphae and septate hyphae, they have these cross walls between them. That's why they are called as septate hyphae. Cross walls or septa are present here, and that is the reason these are called as the septate hyphae. So in some of the class of the fungi, we will find septate hyphae, and in some of the classes, we will find aseptate hyphae or cenocytic hyphae. Okay, so this was about the structure. And next, mode of nutrition, as we discussed, it is heterotrophic because chlorophyll pigment is absent in them. And heterotrophic के types कौन से हैं यहाँ पे? Saprotrophic, as in they are feeding on dead and decayed, and parasitic, they are feeding on a living organism which will be called as host. So mode of nutrition is mainly heterotrophic. Okay, and then we also discussed the composition of cell wall of fungi, which is chitin. chitin, or fungal cellulose, chitin and polysaccharides. The fungal cell wall is made up of chitin and polysaccharides. Fungal cell wall. Okay, then we discussed about symbiotic association. Very, very important thing. What is symbiotic association? I told you symbiotic association. Symbiotic association. It is like a relationship. It is like a very close relationship between two organisms that are, here in this case, they are mutually benefiting each other. दोनों एक दूसरे का फायदा करवाते हैं यहाँ पे. Okay, and the symbiotic associations of fungi that we learned was mycorrhiza, and lichen. Okay, two symbiotic association, mycorrhiza and lichen. Now, mycorrhiza, this is very important, the symbiotic association, the mycorrhiza and the lichen, and which organisms are involved in this symbiotic association. Okay, so in mycorrhiza, in case of mycorrhiza, one is obviously the fungi, and second one is the roots of higher plants. Right, I told you what these roots are, how these are benefiting each other. The fungi, the fungal filaments, the hyphae, they are basically helping in or enhancing in enhancing the absorption of water and nutrients for the roots. Here the surface area is getting increased, so basically they are helping in the absorption of the water and the minerals here. And how are these plants, they are helping the fungi? See, fungi are what? They are heterotrophs. They can't make their own food. So the carbohydrate which is formed in the plants, it is being sent to the fungi for its survival. So here, both the organisms, they are benefiting each other and they are in a very close association with each other. Then the next symbiotic association was lichen. Lichen, again, it has two components. One is definitely the fungi and the other one is the algae. So algae, they have this chlorophyll pigment in them. They can make their own food. So algae कैसे help करते हैं fungi को? Again, food provide करते हैं. They synthesize the food and they also give this food to the fungi. Fungi is helping algae in two ways. One is shelter. With the help of the mycelium, it provides like a kind of shelter to these algae. And again here, with the help of filaments, it is absorbing water and minerals. Okay, so this part, the mode of the nutrition and the symbiotic associations of the fungi, the mycorrhiza and the lichen, very important. Moving on. Okay. Moving on, we discussed how the reproduction is taking place. So by vegetative means, by asexual reproduction, and in today's class, we will be discussing very important how sexual reproduction is happening in fungi. Okay, so vegetative means we already discussed in yesterday's class, the fragmentation, the fission and the budding, how the budding was happening in yeast and outgrowth was developing on the body of the yeast. And as a result of that, later on when that bud matured, it fell down, it detached itself from the body of the parent and it started existing as a new individual or an independent organism. So budding parada fragmentation was very simple. If hyphae of the filaments, they are getting, broken down into fragments, then each fragment, if this is the hyphae, and it has accidentally distributed in these it has accidentally divided into these fragments, so each fragment will develop into a new fungi. Okay, it will start to exist independently. Okay, then fission means splitting. So it is very simple. There is one parent cell. It will divide itself into two parent cells. So these were the vegetative means. Now starting with the asexual reproduction. Now all these terms, conidia, sporangiospores, zoospores, we will discuss one by one. Please take down notes from here. Okay. यहाँ पे तुम्हें लगेगा when I'm writing on the screen you will feel that you have understood, but please start writing along with me. It will be very helpful to you for the understanding process when later on you're revising all these things. ठीक है, स्क्रीनशॉट यहाँ पे हेल्प नहीं करेगा. It's better you make your own notes for this part. This part is very important. Okay, so now first we will be discussing sporangio spores. That what are these sporangiospores? So see, sporangiospores, they are very simple. They are spores, and these spores, they are formed in sporangia. Sporangia is a sac-like or a bag-like structure. Okay, so what exactly happens is, see, this is these spores, these round structures, they are the sporangiospores. So how the cycle goes on here is that this spore, each spore, it will develop into a mycelium. And these mycelium, they will develop these fruiting bodies. And this is how the body looks. ऐसा देखा भी होगा. Commonly हम लोग यही वाला जो structure है वो पढ़ते हैं fungi का. Okay, so the stalk here, this stalk part here, this is called as sporangiophore. And this sac, this bag here, this is called as sporangia. Sporangia is plural, sporangium will be singular. ठीक है, तो इस sporangium के अंदर क्या है? Sporangiospores or spores. So at a suitable environment, what will happen? These will burst, and these spores, they will be released. So these are the spores that are released here, and then these spores, they will develop into a mycelium, and then later on again the mycelium will develop a body in which the spores they are forming, and again later on it is going to release its spores into the environment, and the cycle goes on. Okay, so this is a method of asexual reproduction. Okay, so these sporangiospores, they are formed in sporangia. So this is sporangia. This part is sporangia. Now, where is the second point? Where is this sporangia formed? It is formed at tip of fungal filament. Okay, this is the fungal filament, and this sporangia, it is formed at the tip. उसके end पे जो है वो इसका formation हुआ है. ठीक है, so formed at the tip of the fungal filament, and this fungal filament is called as sporangiophore. So formed at the tip of the fungal filament, and this fungal filament is called as sporangiophore. Okay, so iske andar, see, the spores that are being formed, they are being formed inside this sporangia. They are being formed internally. Okay, so this kind of development or this kind of formation of the spores, the term that we used is endogenous. It is happening inside. Okay, so the term that we used for such development is endogenous. These spores, they are developing inside a structure. Okay, they are not exposed to the environment. They are happening or they are developing inside a structure. So this development is endogenous development. So these are the sporangiospores. They are developing in a bag, in a sac, which is called as the sporangia. And the mycelium, initially the mycelium, it develops a vertical filament, and on this vertical filament a sporangia develops. एक बैग डेवलप हो गया है एंड इस बैग के अंदर जो है वो स्पोर्स डेवलप हो रहे हैं. ठीक है, सो दिस इज स्पोरांजियोस्पोर्स. दीज आर द स्पोरांजियोस्पोर्स. डिफरेंशिएट करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है बिटवीन स्पोरांजियोफोर. डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज, स्पोरांजियोस्पोर्स के आगे जो है वो स्पोर टर्म आ रहा है. Okay, so these are sporangiospores and this is sporangiophore, the fungal filament जिसके टिप पे sporangia develop हो रहा है. This is sporangiophore and this bag, this sac is called as the sporangia. Is this part clear? Yashika, Ayushi, Kritika, Piyush, is this part clear, beta? Is this part clear, guys? Put it in the chat box. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Piyush. Endogenous? Yes, I will explain endogenous. See, beta, the development of the spores is happening internally. Okay, it is happening inside certain structure. That's why we are using the term endogenous. Endo means inside. Okay, endo means inside. So that's why we are using the term endogenous. It is developing inside certain structure. Environment से exposed नहीं है. ठीक है, अभी हम कोनिडिया पढ़ेंगे. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में हम कोनिडिया पढ़ेंगे. तो कोनिडिया का डेवलपमेंट जो है वो एक्सोजेनस होता है. ठीक है, इट इज नॉट एनक्लोज्ड इन एनी स्ट्रक्चर, इट इज एक्सोजेनस. यहाँ पे देखो एक स्पोरांजिया है, एक स्ट्रक्चर है इनसाइड विच दीज स्पोर्स आर enclosed. That's why this is endogenous development. Now see, the spores or the sporangiospores that developed, the sporangiospores that develop, they can be of two types. Okay, listen very carefully. These spores, they can be of two types. First is zoospore, and second is aplanospores. All these terminologies, they are in your NCERT. When we will read the different classes, then we will come across these terminologies. So first is zoospore and second is aplanospore. Aplanospore. So what is a zoospore? If you know a spore is formed, a sporangiospore is formed and it is flagellated. Okay, it is flagellated. Now, if there is a spore and it is having flagella, then what does this mean? What is the function of flagella? Locomotion, exactly. So these spores, you know, zoospores, they are flagellated and they are motile. They show movement. Okay, so if we have such a sporangiospore which is developing and it is flagellated, it has flagella and it is motile, then we will call it as zoospore. Okay, and when the spore or the sporangiospore which is developing is non-flagellated, it is not having a flagella and non-motile, then it is called as aplanospore. So these are the types of the spore: zoospore and aplanospore. Zoospore means that it is flagellated, it is having flagella. If it is having flagella, then that means that it can show locomotion. So that means that it is motile. And aplanospore, that aplanospore means that they are non-flagellated. Non-flagellated means they are non-motile. So the basic difference is फ्लैजिला एंड मोटिलिटी। ज़ूस्पोर के पास फ्लैजिला प्रेजेंट है तो वो मूवमेंट शो करेगा, वो मोटाइल होगा। एप्लेनोस्पोर के पास फ्लैजिला एब्सेंट है, फ्लैजिला नहीं है, तो वो मोटिलिटी शो नहीं करेगा। सो दीज आर द टू टाइप्स ऑफ स्पोर्स। तो हमने फंगाई के एसेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन में यहाँ पे देखो, asexual reproduction is by spores called conidia, sporangiospores और zoospores। ठीक है, सो दिस इज zoospore। अगर एक स्पोर के पास फ्लैजिला है और वो मोटाइल है, देन इट इज अ zoospore। अगर उसके पास फ्लैजिला नहीं है, वो मोटिलिटी शो नहीं कर रहा है, देन इट इज अ aplanospore। Is this part clear? Zoospore and aplanospore? Okay. Okay. Next, let's understand what is conidia. Okay. Now see, conidia again. You know, they are these spherical structures which we called conidia. The difference here, the difference between the spores and the conidia is that the development of conidia is exogenous. ठीक है, अभी I'll make a chart to make you understand. So see, these conidia, they will again germinate and they will form a mycelium. Okay, they will form a mycelium. Now this mycelium will again develop a body like this. Now these conidias, they develop exogenously like this, chain of spores. A chain of spore will be formed directly on the fungal filament. Okay, directly on the fungal filament, we are going to see a chain of conidia. Okay, and then later on, these conidia, they disperse in the environment. So now see, the development of the conidia, it is not taking place inside any structure. They are growing directly on the fungal filament, right? Can you see? They are growing directly on the fungal filament. They are not enclosed in any kind of structure. So the development here is exogenous. Okay, the development here is exogenous. The formation of the conidia is taking place exogenously. These conidia, they are directly developing on the fungal filament. Got this? And this filament is called as conidiophore. इसको हमने क्या बोल दिया? Conidiophore. वहां पे हमने term use किया था sporangiophore and the development was endogenous. एक स्पोरेंजियम के अंदर ऐसा बनाया था, वहां पे देखो, जब हमने स्पोरेंजियोस्पोर्स पढ़ा था तब हमने ऐसा बनाया था. दिस वाज द sporangium. This was the sporangium, and inside the sporangium the sporangiospores were developing. तो अंदर आ गए तो हमने टर्म क्या यूज कर दिया? endogenous. Conidias, they are developing exogenously. They are developing directly on the tip of the fungal filament. There is no structure which is enclosing these, and the term that we are using is exogenous. I hope this part is clear. Yes? Okay. Okay, Yashika, now you understood the difference between endogenous and exogenous?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Chalo. So we have discussed all the three terms: conidia, sporangiospore, zoospore, and we also read a term which is called as the aplanospore. Now moving on to the sexual reproduction. Okay, so we did vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction was with the help of, fission, the budding, and the fragmentation. Then we discussed about the asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, we learned the different type of spores: the sporangiospores, the zoospores, the aplanospores, and the conidia. Now coming on to the sexual reproduction. So in sexual reproduction, the structures that we will be talking about are oospores, ascospores, basidiospores. These are formed in different classes. We will come across these things, these structures, these names when we will do the various classes. Okay, now the various spores, they are produced in distinct structures called as fruiting bodies. So see here, focus on this diagram. See this. This complete part which is present above the soil is the fruiting body. This is the fruiting body. And inside this fruiting body, the hyphae are growing. Okay, inside this fruiting body, the hyphae are growing. So the various spores, the oospores, ascospores, basidiospores, they are produced in distinct structures called as fruiting bodies. We will come across the structures: basidiocarp, ascocarp. These are what? These are all fruiting bodies. Okay, so this structure here, this structure which is present above the soil, this is the fruiting body here. Now, the sexual cycle, now moving on to the sexual cycle, it involves 3 steps. First is fusion of protoplasm between two motile or non-motile gametes called as plasmogamy. So first, what is happening? Plasmogamy is happening. Now here, see, the statement is saying that the two gametes, they can either be motile or non-motile. Flagella हो सकता है या flagella नहीं भी हो सकता है. So the first step is fusion of protoplasms, and this is called as plasmogamy. After the plasmogamy, once the protoplasms have fused of two cells, there will be fusion of two nuclei, which is called as karyogamy. See, these are the two gametes and these are the two nuclei. Plasmogamy. Plasmogamy में क्या हुआ? Protoplasm का fusion हो गया. The protoplasm has fused. Okay, and next is karyogamy, fusion of nucleus. So now these two nuclei यहाँ पे जो distinct थे, अभी क्या हो गया? Fuse हो गया. So this fusion of the nuclei is called as karyogamy. Okay, now as a result of this, the structure that we've got here is zygote. Now again is zygote में meiosis होगा, इसके अंदर meiosis होगा, and as a result of meiosis, we will again get haploidization here. Okay, sexual reproduction means there will be fusion of the gametes. Okay, so what is happening here? There are two gametes. Okay, these gametes, they can either be motile or they can be non-motile. So in the first step, what is happening? So initially their protoplasm has fused. Okay, protoplasm, the living content of the cell, the protoplasm has fused and it has formed this structure. Okay, we will learn that it is not necessary that this structure is always formed. Plasm का fusion हुआ, which is plasmogamy. ठीक है, once the protoplasm has fused, now the nuclei, they have come together, they have come close to each other. So in the next step, what will happen? The fusion of the two nuclei will happen. The fusion of the two nuclei will happen, and this is what? This is karyogamy. This is karyogamy. So here in this step, what has happened? Karyogamy has happened. The two nuclei, they have fused. Now here we are getting the structure, the zygote, and this zygote, it will undergo meiosis and spores will be produced. Okay, and spores will be produced, and these spores, they will, further germinate. They will germinate. Mycelium form कर लेंगे. Again mycelium form कर लेंगे. So this is what? Reproduction. है ना, यहाँ पे क्या हो गया है? New offsprings, new organisms का production हुआ है. So these are the steps which are followed. First is plasmogamy, second is karyogamy. Okay, very important. And then lastly, there will be meiosis in zygote. Now, is this part clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, so I was talking about what is diploid and what is haploid. So yes, The answer that you've given is correct. Diploid. Diploid means it is having two sets of chromosome. Two sets of chromosomes. Like in humans, we have 46 chromosomes, right? We have 23 pairs of chromosomes. So this is what set है ना, set है, हर chromosome pair में present है. So we are having two set of chromosome, 23 pairs. So our cells, they are diploid. Now there are cells which are haploid also, which are having only one set of chromosome. Normally humans के केस में बात करें तो gametes haploid होते हैं, है ना, उनके पास 23 pairs नहीं होते हैं, 23 chromosomes होते हैं. They are having only one set of chromosome. So this is the meaning of the term haploid and diploid. Acha, now tell me, do you guys understand the meaning of meiosis? What is meiosis? It is a type of cell division. Meiosis is a type of cell division and it is reductional cell division. Okay, when we will read the chapter cell division, वहाँ पे detail में पढ़ेंगे. यहाँ पे मैं थोड़ा सा brief दे रही हूँ. So this is reductional cell division. Basically, the number of the chromosomes, they are getting reduced here. Okay, number of chromosomes, they are getting reduced here. Humans का example लेंगे. If there is a human cell which is having 46 chromosome, if it has undergone the process of meiosis, if it has undergone the process of reductional cell division, at the end of this whole process, from one meiotic division, we will get 4 daughter cells and the number of the chromosomes, it is reduced here. It has become half here. We started from 46 chromosomes in the parent cell. Now this has undergone meiosis and we are getting 4 daughter cells which are having half the number of chromosome. तो basically यहाँ पे जब मैंने बोला zygote में meiosis हुआ, so again here we are going to get haploid spores. देखो यहाँ पे gametes थे जो haploid cells हैं, ठीक है, gametes थे जो haploid cells हैं, यहाँ पे fusion हुआ, zygote बना, zygote is diploid. Now we need to restore, जिससे you know पहले जो था, पहले भी जो spores थे या gametes थे वो haploid थे, तो वापस से zygote क्या करेगा, वो meiosis करेगा and spores बनाएगा जिसके अंदर number of chromosomes जो है वो half होंगे. Okay, so this is the meaning of meiosis. Is this part clear? Now moving on. Now see, when a fungus reproduces sexually, two haploid hyphae of compatible mating type, they come together. So basically what is this saying? That there are these two hyphaes. There are these two hyphaes. Okay? Here there is a nucleus. Here there is a nucleus. ठीक है, कैसा है, haploid है, one set of chromosome है and they should be compatible with each other. So these hyphaes, they come close to each other. Okay, then next what will happen? Next plasmogamy will happen, right? In the next stage, what will happen? Plasmogamy will happen. So the fusion of the protoplasm has happened. Okay, now I told you that in certain classes, we will find that this stage, ये वाला जो stage है जिसमें दो न्यूक्लियाई हमें separately दिख रहे हैं, वो थोड़ी देर के लिए persist करता है, ठीक है, वो थोड़ी देर के लिए रहता है वहां पे, और कुछ के अंदर क्या होगा, directly हमें ऐसा स्टेज मिलेगा जिसमें जो ऊपर जो haploid न्यूक्लियाई हैं वो फ्यूज हो गए. So in certain funguses, in certain fungi, we will find this intervening stage, this intermediate stage in which we can see the two nuclei separately. Okay, this stage is called as dikaryotic stage. This stage is called as dikaryotic stage. Plasmogamy हुआ, अब कुछ फंगाई में क्या होगा, न्यूक्लियस का फ्यूजन हो जाएगा डायरेक्टली, ठीक है, डायरेक्टली प्लाज्मोगैमी के बाद न्यूक्लियस का फ्यूजन हो जाएगा. ओके, कैरियोगैमी हो जाएगा. बट कुछ फंगाई के अंदर कैसा रहेगा, ये जो दो न्यूक्लियाई हैं वो थोड़ी देर इस स्टेज में परसिस्ट करेंगे, थोड़ी देर सेपरेटली जो है वो हमें दिखेंगे, एंड दिस स्टेज इज कॉल्ड एज द डायकैरियोटिक स्टेज. ओके, सी this is n. I am representing here the number of chromosomes as n. So here n, and here in the other hyphae it is n. Now this stage, in the dikaryotic stage, they are existing like this. Okay, और ये वाला स्टेज में कैसे हो जाएगा, ऐसा हो जाएगा. दे हैव फ्यूज्ड विद ईच अदर. हियर दे हैव नॉट फ्यूज्ड विद ईच अदर, बट थोड़ी देर के लिए अलग अलग जो है वो एग्जिस्ट कर रहे हैं. सो दिस इंटरवीनिंग स्टेज, इट इज फाउंड ओनली इन सर्टेन फंगाइज ऑफ एस्कोमाइसिटीज एंड बेसिडियोमाइसिटीज, एंड दिस स्टेज इज कॉल्ड एज द डायकैरियोटिक stage. Okay, this stage is called as the dikaryotic stage, and this cell here, the cell here, it will be called as dikaryon. Di means two, and karyo word, we are always relating it to nucleus. So here we can see two nuclei in this stage. Now remember, this stage, it will be found only in certain fungi, in fungi of ascomycetes and basidiomycetes. These are the classes of fungi that we will be reading. सब में नहीं मिलेगा, सिर्फ ascomycetes और basidiomycetes में मिलेगा. Okay, so this is the dikaryotic stage. The cell here is called as the dikaryon. Okay, so कुछ fungi में ये वाला stage persist किया. Later on क्या हो जाएगा? Later on there will be fusion. So we will find this. यहाँ पे क्या मिलेगा हमें? 2n मिलेगा. न्यूक्लियस का फ्यूजन हो जाएगा, 2n मिलेगा. Then again, now from this 2n stage, later on what will happen? From this 2n stage, later on what will happen? A fruiting body will develop. A fruiting body will develop, and inside this fruiting body, this nucleus or this cell, you know, it will divide. It will undergo meiosis, और अंदर क्या बना लेगा? Spores बना लेगा. This part is very important, बेटा. देखो we started with plasmogamy से start किया. कुछ फंगाई के अंदर एक इंटरवीनिंग स्टेज परसिस्ट करेगा, जिसके अंदर दोनों न्यूक्लियाई हमें अलग अलग दिखेंगे, और कुछ के अंदर प्लाज्मोगैमी, इट इज इमीडिएटली फॉलोड बाय कैरियोगैमी. यहाँ पे क्या हो गया? कैरियोगैमी हो गया, न्यूक्लियस का फ्यूजन हो गया. Now once this karyogamy is established, उसके बाद हमें एक 2n स्ट्रक्चर मिल गया, एक डिप्लॉइड स्ट्रक्चर मिल गया, right? Now this diploid cell, it will develop fruiting bodies. इसने क्या डेवलप कर लिया? फ्रूटिंग बॉडीज डेवलप कर लिया, और इस फ्रूटिंग बॉडी के अंदर स्पोर फॉर्मेशन होगा. ये जो 2n था, इट विल अंडरगो मियोसिस, एंड आई टोल्ड यू मियोसिस के बाद क्या होता है? मियोसिस के बाद हमें 4 डॉटर सेल्स मिलते हैं जो हेप्लॉइड होते हैं. दे आर कैरिंग हाफ द नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम. सो सी हियर, in other fungi like ascomycetes and basidiomycetes, an intervening dikaryotic stage, n plus n, that is 2 nuclei per cell, occurs, and such a condition is called as a dikaryon, and the phase is called as dikaryophase of fungus. So this phase, it is only found in ascomycetes and basidiomycetes. Very important. Later, the parental nuclei fuse and the cells, they become diploid. So later on, what has happened? The nuclei, they have fused and the cell has become diploid. Now the fungi, it forms fruiting bodies. ये fruiting body बन गया, and अब इसके अंदर जो है वो reduction division होगा, that is meiosis होगा, and we are going to get haploid spores. Is this part clear? This is very important. This makes the basic of all the cycles, of all the sexual reproduction cycles that we will learn in different classes. Yashika, Ayushi, Kritika. Yeah. Why this dikaryotic stage is occurring? Sorry, beta. Why this dikaryotic stage is occurring here? Yashika, your voice is not clear. Can you speak a little bit louder? Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Ma'am, why this dikaryotic stage is occurring? Why it is occurring, or yes, when it is, why it is occurring? Because this is how the cycle is following. Okay, this is how the cycle is going. There is no particular reason.
But at some places they are directly going on karyogamy, and some places it is occurring as a dikaryotic stage.
Dikaryotic stage. Yes, beta, it can also show, you know, evolution. Basically, ascomycetes और basidiomycetes जो हैं, वो you can say earlier fungi हैं. ठीक है, मतलब एवोल्यूशन में अगर हम देखें तो एस्कोमाइसिटीज बेसिडियोमाइसिटीज पहले आते हैं. ठीक है, सो मे बी इट कैन सिग्निफाई द एवोल्यूशन प्रोसेस आल्सो. Okay. Okay, the steps are clear. This is very important. The steps are very important. I hope it is clear. The plasmogamy, the karyogamy, and in certain funguses, in certain fungi, the dikaryotic stage or the dikaryophase is existing. Now, the morphology of the mycelium, the mode of spore formation, and the fruiting bodies, they form the basis of the division of kingdom into various classes. Okay, so these are the factors which are being considered, and on the basis of this, the kingdom fungi, it is divided into various classes. Now, the first is Phycomycetes. The first is Phycomycetes. Now, members of Phycomycetes, they are found in aquatic habitats and on decaying wood in moist and damp places, or as obligate parasites on plant. Every word is very important. Where are they found? Aquatic habitats, on decaying wood in moist and damp places, or as obligate parasite. Okay, obligate parasite, compulsory parasite on the plants. Now, mycelium is aseptate and cenocytic, right? We learned what is a aseptate and cenocytic mycelium, right? Cenocytic condition develop hoti hai when karyokinesis is not followed by cytokinesis. So, यहाँ पे जो mycelium होगा, the septa, the cross walls are absent. यहाँ पे ऐसे nucleus present होगा. And there is no cross wall or septa which is present inside the mycelium. Now, asexual reproduction, it takes place by zoospores. See here, just the term zoospores are given. They are motile, or by aplanospores, which are non-motile, or by aplanospores, which are non-motile. Now, these spores, they are developing endogenously inside. The development of the spore is happening inside a structure. That's why we are using the term endogenous here. Now, zygospores are formed by fusion of two gametes. Now, see here in the diagram, there are these two hyphae which are compatible with each other. They have come close to each other. Okay, they have come close to each other. So once the fusion of the nuclei has happened here, we are getting a diploid zygospore. We are getting a diploid zygospore. Plasmogamy हुआ, plasmogamy हुआ, karyogamy हुआ, and then we are getting a diploid zygospore. Now see, the zygospore germination has happened. So see how the fruiting body has developed, and inside this fruiting body, the spore formation has taken place. Okay, so remember the term zygospore. कौन सी class में आया? Phycomycetes. Zygospores, they are formed by fusion of two gametes. Okay, now these gametes, they can be similar in morphology, as in external appearance जो है वो उनका same हो सकता है या फिर अलग अलग हो सकता है. अगर same है, then we will use the term isogamous. अगर अलग अलग है, then we are going to use the term anisogamous. Okay, and there is also a term which is called as oogamous. Oogamous का क्या मतलब होता है? Here the female gamete, it is, you know, it is going to be very large and it is going to be immotile. Okay, it will be immotile, it will be very large, and the male gamete, it is small and motile. So that is the meaning of oogamous. तो oogamous में फीमेल गैमीट अगर immotile है और बहुत लार्ज है, so it does not come out of the reproductive cell. Okay, let's again see what is isogamous, oogamous and everything. See, isogamous में क्या है? the two gametes, they are same in morphology. तो देखो external appearance में same होंगे. Okay, they will be same in the external appearance. They will be same in morphology. So this is isogamous. Then next is anisogamous or isogamy. Anisogamous. Anisogamous means that here the gametes are morphologically dissimilar. ठीक है, गैमीट्स आर मॉर्फोलॉजिकली डिसिमिलर. एक बड़ा हो सकता है, एक छोटा हो सकता है. तो देखो ये कैसे हो गए? मॉर्फोलॉजिकली डिसिमिलर हो गए. देन देयर इज अनदर कंडीशन दैट इज कॉल्ड एज oogamous. oogamous में क्या हुआ? देयर इज अ लार्ज फीमेल गैमीट, लार्ज एक्सेल विच इज एंड इट इज इमोटाइल है, लार्ज है. अगर लार्ज और इमोटाइल होगा तो वो अपनी रिप्रोडक्टिव सेल से बाहर नहीं निकलेगा. ओके, इट विल बी प्रेजेंट इनसाइड इट्स रिप्रोडक्टिव सेल. सो यहाँ पे the female gamete, it does not come outside the female reproductive cell, and जो fertilization है वो यहीं पे होगा. एंड मेल गैमीट जो है वो छोटा होगा और मोटाइल होगा, क्योंकि उसको लार्ज इमोटाइल फीमेल गैमीट तक पहुंचना है. Understood these three terms: isogamous, anisogamous, and oogamous? These are important. Okay. So here it is saying that the gametes which are fusing to form zygospores, they can be similar in morphology. If they are going to be similar in morphology, that means it is isogamous. If it is dissimilar, then it is isogamous or oogamous. So now I hope the difference between the terms anisogamous and oogamous is also clear to you. Morphologically dissimilar है दोनों में, लेकिन oogamous में the female egg, it is large and it is immotile and it is not coming out. Because it is immotile, it will not move out of its reproductive cell. The male gamete being small and motile, it will travel to the female gamete for the process of fertilization. Okay, now some common examples are mucor, rhizopus, bread mold, albugo. Okay, so these are the examples. These are the fungi that fall under Phycomycetes. All the characteristics are very important. कि इनका mycelium कैसा है? The mycelium here is aseptate and cenocytic. Asexual reproduction is happening with the help of which spores? So here it is zoospores or aplanospores, motile spores or non-motile spores. Then the development of spores is endogenous. Development of spores is endogenous. Very, very important. Basidiomycetes पढ़ेंगे हम, वहाँ पे spore का development exogenous होता है. Okay. So very important. So here the spores, they are developing endogenously, and after the fusion of these two of the gametes, the structure that we are getting here is a zygospore. Zygospores are formed by the fusion of two gametes, and later on what will happen? A fruiting body will develop inside the zygospore, develop from the zygospore, and inside this fruiting body, the spore formation or spore development will take place. Next class is Ascomycetes. Next class is Ascomycetes. Now Ascomycetes, they are also called as sac fungi. The Ascomycetes, they are unicellular. Example, yeast. Yeast हमने कल भी डिस्कस किया था. Unicellular fungi. Saccharomyces, we discussed about Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the bakers and the brewers yeast. Okay, now the mode of the nutrition, they are saprophytic, they are decomposers, parasitic, or coprophilous. Coprophilous is a different term. The fungus which grows on dung, that is coprophilous. Phyllis. Okay, so these ascomycetes, they can either be unicellular like yeast, or they can be multicellular like penicillium. Remember the penicillium notatum? It is coming under the class ascomycetes. Now, mycelium here, mycelium, it is branched and septate. Okay, branched and septate. Recall the differences between aseptate and septate. The asexual reproduction, they are conidia, which are produced exogenously. I told you what is the endogenous development, what is exogenous development. So conidia, they were developing on the tip of the fungal filament, that is exogenous development on a special mycelium called as conidiophore. See, all the terms are coming here. This mycelium is called as conidiophore.